Now, a lot of people have returned to work since the COVID pandemic. It forced remote work for so many people. You come back to the office, it's suddenly like you need to learn again how to behave, to have conversations in person with coworkers, and how to not commit some of these faux pas, etiquette faux pas, I guess, in the office.
Yeah, you know how you have to take all these tests for cybersecurity to make sure you don't get caught in some phishing thing. We're going to have etiquette testing to teach us how to behave in the company of coworkers.
Did they call that cotillion back in the day when the kids had to go and dress appropriately? I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah. Let's bring in Jan Goss, etiquette expert, best-selling author, keynote speaker, and runs Show Up Well Consulting. Good morning, Jan. How are you?
Hello. Good morning, Kevin and Tom. Hey, you just gave me an idea.
What's that?
Office cotillion.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Why not?
.com.
Exactly.
What happened to us? We were all working for all these decades, doing just fine with our etiquette, and we went home for a couple of years, and we come back, and everybody's messing up.
Well, I think that there are a number of factors there, but many of the employees who are coming on are not from the old school. Mm-hmm. They are from a new school, and they're used to connecting with electronic devices and not humans. And so that's different, to come into an office environment and actually connect human to human. So we are dealing with people who are totally unaware of how their behavior affects other people.
So
we have an awareness issue.
So let me tell you a little bit about Tom. Okay, he talks.
Oh no,
he talks in quiet areas where we're supposed to be working. He takes personal calls in our open spaces on the commercials during the meetings, and he eats meatballs in the studio in our workspace. It seems like Tom could use a little training.
And I play catch with him as well.
Tom, I'm going to offer you complimentary etiquette.
That's free.
Training. Yes, I'm telling you, I will offer that to you for free. But just know that Kevin's the one that put me up.
Yes, no, I was here. I remember. Okay, let me talk to you about Kevin. All right, so he takes his shoes off. He's got his stinky socks propped up on the desk. No, I'm just messing around. What do we need to do here? Do we need to institute mandatory etiquette training? I mean, is there a benefit to a program like that? Do you think it's necessary at this point?
Well, I think it depends on the approach. Of course, I think my approach is correct. Because if you try to mandate what I call from the outside in, it's not going to work. Think about if you have children or you're around nieces, nephews, whatever. If you tell them what to do, it's not as effective as if you show them what to do. So we have a leadership issue. We have to make sure that the leadership is trained and that they are being role models and setting the right examples and setting the tone for a company culture that supports good treatment of each other.
There's so much that happens, like the interplay at work and the conversations and the backbiting sometimes that can happen in certain office, situations, whatnot. And I know that in some places there still is kind of a hybrid workplace environment where you got like 70% people working from home, then 30% are working in the office or vice versa, something like that. Does that cause some additional challenges within their interrelationships at work?
It does. That's what I said. It's pretty complex, but I think the solutions don't have to be complex. The solutions lie in clear, concise, intentional conversation and expectations put in writing. I always say if it's not in writing, it's not real. You have to put it in writing so that people can see it. And then another huge piece to this from my vantage point is you have to show the purpose behind. If you just give a 20-something-year-old a behavior, they're going to rebel. They're going to buck. But in my experience working with graduate students at the University of Texas, if you explain to them here's the reason behind the behavior. Here's the end result that we're going for. Give them some vision. Give them an end result that you're looking for and get them on board. And if they can't get on board, then they're not the right employee.
Are there different strategies for full-time offices versus hybrid offices?
Yes, I think everyone is like, I don't know how many children you have, but I raised over 50 children. That would be 50 in foster care.
Wow,
and so
good for
you
you.
have to you have to learn different strategies. It's like learning a different strategy for each child. You have general rules that keep the peace in a home or in an office. But then you have to look at each person as their own individual self and how they contribute and how they mix in with the others. It really is about good leadership. That's what we need.
All right. Well, that makes a lot of sense. So it's not like a one-size-fits-all approach when you're trying to manage. It's like herding cats in one sense, but there's
Exactly.
But if you customize it to the individual and you can identify his or her strengths and weaknesses and kind of approach it that way, maybe that's the approach. I know that's part of having a leadership skill necessary to do
Exactly.
that. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, we
can help.
But you brought up the generational differences. So what is your biggest challenge you have with the current younger generation as you deal with them frequently in the office environment?
Get off your phone.
It is, I would say, being unaware of how their behavior affects other people.
Yeah.
They're not used to connecting with humans. They're only used to connecting with electronic devices, and electronic devices don't care if your desk is messy or not, or if you have dirty dishes or stinky feet, not to mention anybody's name. But, electronic devices don't care. And that's the scary thing, is we're losing our human to human connection and being aware of how our behavior affects another person.
So would
empathy.
Would a handbook or a video on what constitutes a thoughtful coworker be helpful? Would this be something that HR departments add to their list of duties?
I don't think that's a bad idea. Like I said, I think everything needs to be written down. It makes it clear and concise to the end user. But I also think we're not going to fix an electronic problem by giving more electronic trainings. It's face-to-face, and it's costly. It's more costly. That's why employers don't want to do it. But I know the difference. If you'll put someone in my hands for 2 days, give me 2 days. 2 days with them, I promise you.
Tom, you're going to Texas.
I guess
you're
I'm
going
gone.
to Texas.
There you
Tom.
go.
That's
That's
fine.
why I said, and you get it complimentary. So
Nice, good. I just have to pay for the airfare
give
to
me
get out there.
2 days with him. 2 days.
I'll be revolutionized. I'll be changed. I need it. So it's amazing what you do. It's professional and interpersonal development.
Yes.
You say it pays
Yes.
big dividends. I believe you. How do people get a hold of you if they need you right now?
Yes. Please connect with me at showupwell.com, and let's just have a conversation. There are solutions. There are ways to turn this around. It doesn't happen in a minute, but we can make it happen.
Yeah, most of us
Give
were
me
not.
2 days.
2 days is all Jan Goss needs with you, and she can change you. Jan Goss, so appreciate you. Etiquette expert, best-selling author, and keynote speaker, and she runs, of course, Show Up Well Consulting, showupwell.com. Jan, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. You two take care of each other.